SharkBite fittings look foolproof, but if you've ever had one leak or blow off under pressure, you know there's more to it than just pushing pipe into a fitting. After over 25 years in the trade, I've learned the techniques that actually make these connections reliable. Today I'm sharing 8 SharkBite hacks that professional plumbers use daily. Stick around for number 7 and the bonus tip at the end, because those two alone will change how you work. The first hack every pro relies on is the depth gauge mark trick. SharkBite fittings come with a small plastic depth gauge tool, and most people toss it aside or lose it in the truck. That's a mistake. This little tool tells you exactly how far the pipe needs to go into the fitting for a secure connection. Here's how the pros use it. Slide the depth gauge onto the end of your pipe, whether it's copper, PEX, or CPVC. Push it all the way down until it stops. Then take a permanent marker or a piece of tape and mark the pipe right at the edge of the gauge. That mark is your visual confirmation that the pipe is fully seated. When you push the pipe into the SharkBite fitting, you should see that mark disappear completely inside the fitting collar. If any part of that mark is still visible, the pipe isn't in far enough. Pull it out and try again. This takes about 5 seconds and eliminates the number one cause of SharkBite failures, which is incomplete insertion. Why does this matter so much? The fitting has internal teeth that grab the pipe and an O-ring that creates the watertight seal. If the pipe isn't pushed past both of those components, you might get a connection that feels solid, but fails under pressure. I've seen fittings blow off at 60 psi because the pipe was a 1/4 inch short. Professional plumbers make this mark on every single pipe before insertion. It's not optional, it's muscle memory. If you don't have the plastic gauge, SharkBite publishes insertion depth charts. For 1/2 inch pipe, it's 1 inch. For 3/4 inch, it's 1 1/8 inches. Memorize those numbers or write them on the wall of your shop. The second hack that separates pros from weekend warriors is the Debur and chamfer method. When you cut pipe, especially copper, the cut end is never perfectly smooth. There are tiny burrs, rough edges, and sometimes a slight lip from the cutter wheel. Most people ignore this because they're in a hurry. That's exactly how O-rings get damaged and leaks happen. Here's what professional plumbers do every single time. After cutting the pipe, take a deburring tool or a simple piece of emery cloth and clean the inside and outside edges of the cut. You want that pipe end smooth enough that you could run your finger around it without feeling any snags. On copper, this takes maybe 10 seconds with a proper reamer. The chamfer part is equally important. A chamfer is just a slight bevel on the outside edge of the pipe. This bevel helps guide the pipe past the O-ring without dragging or cutting into the rubber. Think of it like easing the pipe into the fitting instead of forcing it. You can create this bevel with a few strokes of a file or the built-in reamer on most pipe cutters. Why does this small step matter so much? The O-ring inside a SharkBite fitting is what creates your watertight seal. It's made of EPDM rubber, which is durable but not indestructible. A sharp burr can slice into that rubber during insertion, creating a tiny channel for water to escape. You might not see the leak immediately. Sometimes it takes weeks or months for that damaged seal to fail completely. This is especially critical with copper pipe because copper burrs are harder and sharper than PEX. But even with PEX, a clean-cut edge ensures better contact and a more reliable seal. Every pipe, every time, no exceptions. The third hack you need in your toolbox is the disconnect clip technique. SharkBite fittings are designed to be removable. But if you've ever tried to pull one off without the right approach, you know it can feel impossible. The fitting just grips tighter the harder you pull. That's by design, but it doesn't mean you're stuck. Every SharkBite fitting comes with a disconnect clip, or you can buy them separately for about $1. This small plastic or metal horseshoe-shaped tool is what releases the internal teeth that grip the pipe. Without it, you're fighting against the engineering of the fitting itself. Here's the proper technique. Slide the disconnect clip onto the pipe so that it's flat against the fitting's release collar. Push the clip firmly toward the fitting until you feel it seat against the collar. This compresses the internal teeth and releases their grip on the pipe. While holding the clip in place with one hand, use your other hand to pull the pipe straight out of the fitting. Don't twist. Don't angle. Pull straight back. The mistake most people make is not pushing the clip in far enough or letting go before the pipe is out. You need to maintain pressure on that clip the entire time you're pulling. If you release too early, the teeth re-engage and you're back to wrestling with it. Here's a pro tip within a tip. If the fitting has been under pressure for a long time, there might be some resistance, even with the clip fully engaged. Give the pipe a slight rotation while pulling to break any corrosion or mineral bond that's formed. This works especially well on copper pipes in hard water areas. Once removed, inspect the fitting's O-ring for damage before reusing it. A good fitting can be reused multiple times if the O-ring is intact. If this is helping you out, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe. It helps get this video in front of more people who could use the info. All right, let's keep going. The fourth hack is one that too many people skip entirely, and that's the PEX stiffener insert. If you're using SharkBite fittings on PEX tubing, this small metal or plastic sleeve is absolutely essential. Unlike copper, which is rigid and holds its shape, PEX is flexible and can compress or oval out under pressure. When you push PEX into a SharkBite fitting without a stiffener, the internal teeth and O-ring are gripping a tube that might not be perfectly round. This creates weak points in the seal and can lead to slow leaks or even blowouts. The stiffener insert slides into the end of the PEX tubing before you make the connection. It's a small, rigid sleeve that supports the inside wall of the pipe, keeping it perfectly round as it enters the fitting. SharkBite sells these separately, and they cost almost nothing. Some SharkBite fittings designed specifically for PEX come with the stiffener built into the fitting itself, but many universal fittings do not. Always check. Here's the technique. Slide the stiffener into the PEX until it's fully seated. You should feel it stop when the internal flange hits the pipe end. Then make your depth gauge mark on the outside of the pipe as usual and push the whole assembly into the fitting. The stiffener stays inside permanently. It becomes part of the connection. One thing to watch for is using the correct size stiffener. A 1/2 inch stiffener and 3/4 inch PEX won't do anything. They're size specific. Also, if you're working with PEX A, which is the expansion style PEX, the stiffeners work the same way, but you need to let the pipe fully contract after cutting before inserting. PEX A has memory and will shrink back to size after being expanded. Give it 30 seconds to a minute after cutting before you insert the stiffener and make your connection. This one hack eliminates most PEX-related SharkBite failures. The fifth technique professional plumbers use daily is the twist and push insertion method. Sometimes pipes just don't want to cooperate. Maybe the copper is old and slightly oxidized. Maybe the PEX has been sitting in a cold garage and it's stiff. Maybe you're working in a tight spot where you can't get a straight shot at the fitting. Whatever the reason, forcing a pipe straight into a SharkBite fitting can feel like pushing rope. Here's what the pros do instead. Line up the pipe with the fitting as straight as possible. Begin pushing with steady pressure, but as you push, add a slight twisting motion. Not a full rotation, just maybe 15 to 20 degrees back and forth as you apply forward pressure. This twisting action helps the pipe slide past the O-ring and teeth more smoothly. It distributes the friction around the entire circumference instead of letting it build up on one side. Think of it like threading a needle. A little movement helps everything line up. This technique is especially useful on copper pipe that has any surface oxidation. That green or brown patina creates extra friction against the rubber O-ring. The twist helps the pipe ease past without dragging the O-ring out of position. Now there's one important warning here. Twisting works during insertion, but you should never twist after the pipe is fully seated. Once that connection is made, rotating the pipe can shift the O-ring and compromise the seal. Push, twist slightly, seat fully, then stop. The same applies to removal. Use the disconnect clip and pull straight out. Twisting during removal with the clip engaged is fine, but twisting an installed fitting is asking for trouble. Master this technique and those stubborn connections become much easier. The sixth hack every working plumber should know is the temporary test cap strategy. When you're roughing in plumbing or working in stages, you often need to pressure test your lines before all the final fixtures are installed. SharkBite makes push-fit test caps that let you seal off open pipe ends in seconds, pressurize the system, and check for leaks without soldering, gluing, or threading anything. Here's how pros use this strategically. Let's say you've run all your supply lines to a bathroom, but the vanity and toilet aren't installed yet. Instead of leaving open pipes or rigging temporary connections, you push a SharkBite cap onto each pipe end. These caps have the same internal mechanism as regular SharkBite fittings. They grip the pipe and seal with an O-ring. Now you can turn on the water supply and pressurize the whole system. Walk the line and check every connection. Look for drips, feel for moisture, and watch your pressure gauge for drops. If something's wrong, you'll find it now instead of after the drywall is up. The test caps are fully reusable. When you're ready to install the fixture, use your disconnect clip to pop off the cap, and the pipe is ready for its permanent connection. Keep a few caps in each size on your truck at all times. 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 inch covers most residential work. Another use for these caps is emergency shutoffs. If a pipe bursts or a fitting fails and you need to kill the flow fast, a test cap can stop the water in seconds while you figure out your repair plan. They're cheap insurance and a major time saver. Hack number 7 is the shutoff valve quick swap, and this one is a real job saver in emergency situations. Picture this. You get a call for a leaking shutoff valve under a kitchen sink. The valve stem is corroded and water is spraying everywhere. Normally, this would mean shutting down the main, cutting out the old valve, and soldering in a new one. That's an hour minimum. Plus, you're working with a torch in a cabinet. SharkBite makes quarter-turn shut-off valves that connect with the same push-fit technology as their couplings. You can swap a failed valve in under 5 minutes with no solder, no flux, and no fire. Here's the process. Shut off the main water supply to stop the flow. Cut the supply pipe just below the old valve using a tube cutter. Make a clean, square cut and deburr the edge. Slide the SharkBite shut-off valve onto the pipe until it seats fully. Turn the main back on and check for leaks. That's it. The new valve has the same quarter-turn ball valve design as professional-grade valves, so it will last for years. The connection is code-approved in most jurisdictions for concealed and accessible locations. This hack is especially valuable for rental properties, quick service calls, and any situation where time matters. You're not compromising quality. You're using smart technology to deliver results faster. One thing to remember is that you still need to use the depth gauge mark and deburr the pipe just like any other SharkBite connection. Emergency doesn't mean sloppy. Take the extra 30 seconds to prep properly and you'll never get a call back. The 8th and final hack is the transition fitting bridge, and it solves one of the most common headaches in remodel work. Older homes might have copper supply lines. Newer additions might use PEX. Sometimes you'll find CPVC or even galvanized steel. Connecting different pipe materials used to require specialized adapters, dielectric unions, or multiple fittings stacked together. SharkBite fittings handle all of this with one connection. Every standard SharkBite fitting is designed to work with copper, PEX, CPVC, and PERT in the same size range. That means you can push copper into one side of a coupling and PEX into the other side. No adapters, no transition fittings, no special tools. Here's why this matters in the real world. Say you're extending a copper supply line to feed a new bathroom, but you want to run PEX through the walls because it's faster and easier. Cut the copper where you want to transition. Prep both pipe ends with your depth gauge marks and deburring. Push the copper into one side of a SharkBite coupling, then push the PEX with its stiffener into the other side. Done. One fitting, two materials. Completely code compliant. This also works for repairs. If a section of copper fails and you don't have copper on the truck, cut out the damaged section and bridge the gap with PEX using two SharkBite couplings. The homeowner gets their water back today and the repair is permanent. Just make sure you're matching sizes correctly. SharkBite fittings are sized by nominal pipe diameter, so half-inch copper works with half-inch PEX in the same fitting. Keep a variety of couplings and elbows on hand, and you'll be ready for any material combination. All right, here's the bonus tip that pros actually use, and it's one most people have never heard of. Before you make any SharkBite connection on a repair job, take 10 seconds to flush the line. Open a nearby faucet or valve and let the water run until it clears. Why? Because debris, sediment, sand, and mineral flakes love to collect in pipes, especially older ones. When you cut into a line and make a new connection, all that grit is sitting right at the opening. Push a fitting onto a pipe full of sediment, and those particles end up trapped against the O-ring. They act like sandpaper, slowly degrading the seal from the inside. You might not see a leak for months, but eventually that contaminated O-ring fails. The fix is simple. Flush before you connect. Let gravity and water pressure clear the junk out of the line. If you're working on a dead section with no pressure, use a rag to wipe the inside of the pipe and clear any visible debris. This 10-second habit will save you callbacks and protect your reputation. Clean pipes make clean connections. Thanks for watching the whole thing. If you got something out of this, leave a like, subscribe for more, and check out the other videos on the channel.